As you can see, the build does pretty damn good for what investment I have. Oh my god, what is going on here, dude? Sir, can you die, please? Alright, what's going on? Welcome back to more Path of Exile. We're still on standard mode because I'm playing with my other characters. But I finally got my cast on crit freezing pulse ice spirit build to somewhat feel comfortable in early red maps. I still can't really do red maps completely because my resists are like barely capped, and also I don't have 100% crit chance yet, and I don't have 100% hit, which is kind of a bummer, but this is a work in progress build, and I'm not very good at making shit or farming stuff in this game, and I don't like to trade. Like, I don't like to sell items to other players. Like, I don't really care about it. So I farm my stuff normally, which takes a long time. But anyways, cast on crit occultist. I still haven't even done my 4th ascendancy because I can't, because I tried to go do it and I died because of bleed, because ascendancies are bullshit. I could also swap out my flask, but that's whatever. Anyways, this is the build. It's I'm still working on it. I'm not really going to be able to fill in some of these other nodes that I need to do, like this for the gem. I believe I'm going into some other stuff. I got the POE somewhere open somewhere, but we're going down here and grabbing this as well, and the power charges. I know we're going somewhere else, and I believe that's the jewel socket, and I think there's one over here as well for the build. But this is pretty much what it is. It's pretty much just mana leech, health leech, lots of reservation. Here's the attack damage leeched as life and mana, which is really useful. And here's the life and mana per hit. So this is the one that's per hit, which is my cyclone's hitting non-stop. So this is constantly giving me energy or whatever. And this is leeching. And then we have power charge. And we got increased mana reservation with mana on kill and 20% increased mana. More mana. Super useful. And then evasion, maximum energy shield, and more energy shield on kill. I almost said more mana. And increased energy shield. And then we go up here. Increased maximum energy shield plus 10 strength and life. Because of this 10 strength and the 10 I got on my item, I was able to drop the strength node, which is amazing because I had extra strength somewhere else. Super useful. And then just crit multi, and then maximum energy shield. Your energy shield recharges. It starts to recharge faster. Plus you have Vol, where it pretty much instantly recharges with no delay, so it's super useful. If you know you're going to go into a fight where your shield's just going to drain, you could just consistently regenerate it non-stop. So yeah. And then low life, because it's kind of a low life build, but it's not 1 health. It's low, but it's not 1 health. And then here we're just going to energy shield life. That's all it is. And then gain 3% life from extra extra energy shield. I can't speak. And these 2 nodes right here are... Don't need to worry about these nodes. You don't need to go into these. These are mainly because I was getting so pissed off at bleeding and corruption on this build. I was just getting so pissed off, dude. I lost like a half a level just by corruption and bleeding. It was honestly driving me insane. So I just went in here to grab bleeding avoidance and potentially get corrupted blood cannot be afflicted on you. Because I know you can corrupted blood implicit or whatever on a jewel, on a watcher's eye, but those are expensive. And this is the closest corrupted blood. And I have bleed resistance and corrupted resistance on my flask, but sometimes my brain just doesn't work fast enough and I just don't even click it. And these are not automated. I actually have to click all of these manually. I'm still trying to get the flasks to be automated when I push my speed buff or something. So like I said, it's a work in progress build, and it's fucking taking me a lot of time. As well, this build, you don't need any of these. You don't need any of these. I just have them because it gives me stats, cast speed, intelligence. It gives me the cold damage. It gives me the resistance. You know, it gives me a little extra int. It gives me resistance. It just gives me stuff that I need for my build because it's not really, like, expensive. This build is, like, maybe... I'd say, like, maybe 4.5 to 5 divines. It's not even that expensive. But for what it can do for the budget, I'm actually quite impressed, okay? It's pretty impressive. And also, you don't need these nodes either for this build. But like I said, I need these nodes because it's got increased damage, it's got attack and cast speed, it's got strength in it. Max life, don't really care about that though. Elemental resistance, more damage, chance to freeze and shock. More damage, crit chance of spells, and strength and intelligence. So like these are just nodes I need because of the build. And then armor, max energy shield, all resistances, more reservation. I need to go into here as well, but like I said, I just got points I gotta put everywhere. But yeah, just mana reservation. Ores have 10% increased effect on you. And then we're going into life as well. I just haven't really got there yet. And then potency, crit chance of spells, and critical multi. Crit multi, not critical multi, with spells. And it's 25% chance to multi against unique enemies. By the way, this right here, the 25% to critical strike multiplier against unique enemies, you get this for free as an Ascendancy, as an assassin. Like the assassin Ascendancy gets this and crit chance passively to unique enemies and to enemies with full health, and increased damage to enemies with low health, and increased damage when enemies are within like a meter of the player. So assassin is actually really powerful. You just don't get the benefit of a double curse. But assassin is easier to get the crit multi and all that shit passive without using your talents. And then Zealot's Oath. Life regen is applied to energy shield, which is pretty nice. And then up here, just power charges, chance to give power charge to kill, increased damage on power charges. It's just power charges everywhere. And I think we're going into here as well. +3 level of all critical support gems. I'll be going into that once I get enough fucking points. And I believe we're going into here as well. No, we're not. Actually, maybe regenerate shield, but I don't think we're going into that. Yeah, I don't think we're going into any of these. Yeah, I don't know. We are going down here, actually. We are grabbing this, and I think we're grabbing +1 all resistances to reserved mana and everything. So this build is just all about reservation, dude. Like, it's a lot. As far as the build goes, I made this build a few leagues back. Some of you probably remember me making this build. It was a, what was it, like a Ice Nova Frostbolt or something. I actually finally got this build to be a Freezing Pulse Ice Spear build. Finally. So here's what we got here. It's 84, and then when we start spinning, it usually goes up. But that's probably with my buffs, which is just absurd. Yeah, so 95% hit. It's supposed to be 97, but I don't know why it keeps going down. Anyways, crit's 37, which is pretty bad. I think it's like 40 with the flask, so it's not like a lot. And we're still using the gloves. Still really useful. I do have a pair of gloves that I'm trying to swap out for it. These are the two items I'm swapping for the boots and the gloves. I'm just trying to roll them. And I was going to roll these because of chaos, but then I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I already have a belt as well. I'm trying to roll that. And I have a ring, the diamond ring for crit. I'm trying to roll that as well. So I'm doing a few things at once. But anyways, this is the build. So I'm going to buy a new Cosprey and a new shield because these are both corrupted and I don't want a corrupted one for obvious reasons, so I can swap my gems out or whatever. But this Cosprey is not too bad. It's got close to 100 added cold damage and then an additional 60 cold damage, so it's not too bad. It's got pretty high rolls. The attack speed caps out at 14, so I want to try to find one that's 14. Because my attack speed is 6, and I think it needs to be bare minimum of 8. But I think it caps out at maybe 11 or 10.5, I think is what you're supposed to have. So if I can get to 8, that'll be dope. That'd be pretty sick. But yeah, as far as the gloves, Herald Device, I still need to get this 20 quality because it's cold damage. I got Precision, the cast damage taken in Mortal Call. For the boots, Mark on Hit. And then Sniper's Mark, Grace, Vol Grace. I don't use it though. Clarity. Clarity is kind of mandatory actually. Unless you have, you don't need Clarity if you have negative like 7 to your skills and negative to 7 on your skills, because I have 97 mana. Without Clarity, I probably would still be okay, but without those negative 7 to skills, Clarity's the go-to. But if you have that 14 and maybe like another couple on a jewel or something or a cluster, then yeah, you don't need Clarity. You could put something else there like Skitterbots, actually. Skitterbots go there because you need Skitterbots for this build for more damage. So yeah, you swap it out for Skitterbots. And then for the shield, I'm not really sure what the stats really go to on this. 20 to 30 dex, so it's almost maxed. And 6 to 4 reduced damage from projectile hits. So yeah, I rolled a pretty good one on this one. So we got Frostblink. This right here is so good. You just dash into a pack of enemies and they fucking literally explode because your Frostblink is so powerful because of your cold damage. You just one-shot blue packs almost. It's actually retarded. And if they don't die, they're pretty much chilled or frozen. It's super useful. And then Zealotry. It's a level 22. I still need to... Yeah, I don't really care about that. And Hatred. Like, none of these I really need to get quality. And then the Aya Chayula. I'm working on getting a new one. Because there's a Aya of... What is it? The Presence of Chayula, which is the better version of this one. Which has 60 chaos res, it's got can't be stunned, it's got rarity, and I think it's got reduced life, but it says 20% of life is converted to energy shield. This is just reduced life. The other one is 20% of life is turned into energy shield. So the Presence of Chayula is going to be my next upgrade if I have the money. I'm looking at probably like maybe 2 to 8 divines. Probably 2 divines. I found one that wasn't too bad. But that'll be a big upgrade in terms of like big ass shield. It'll put me over 4,000, I think. So yeah. And then for the ring, it's just dog shit. Like right now I'm struggling on dex, as you can see. And it's not even a lot. 34, that's not even that much. So without the ring, yeah. And I'm trying to get dex on the boots as well. So if I can get dex on the boots and the ring, I get double res. I need better res on the boots. I have really good lightning roll and fire roll. But if I could maybe get a little bit of chaos in there, that'd be sick, but it's whatever. But if I could get a double res on here, like fire cold or fire lightning, whichever, and get like a decent dex roll, like 40 to 50 plus. I also need to get accuracy. I think to cap out my hit rating, my accuracy, I think I need to get around 500 plus accuracy on a ring, which is going to be very, very expensive. I think last time I checked, it was like almost 5 divines for a ring around that. So it's expensive. And then I have this ring. I don't know if I rolled this one really good, if I bought it for good. 30 dexterity, which is what it caps at. And then 29 cold resistance, caps at 30. Added cold is 22 out of 25, 29 out of 39, so it's almost maxed. Herald Device has 60 effect, and I have a 43, so it's not too bad. And then evasion is 12%, and I have a 10. Life goes up to 11, and I have 8.5, so it's not too bad. And like I said, the gloves are just basic. These are kind of mandatory for a budget build like this. But I'm trying to swap out these, but I need to roll double resists and everything else. Energy shield, dex. I need to roll all that good stuff. And for the helmet, this one's actually 1 chaos, but to get a 4-link, it's going to be probably a few. I think I spent like almost 25 on this 2 leagues ago, so it's not too bad. But 20 of 21 increased max life, and the energy shield, I actually looked up on the on the POE trade. I think the energy shield can go up to like 350 or so, maybe 360. So it's not too bad. Vortex, I definitely need to get 20 of that. And then unbound elements, we have bone chill and discipline. Bone chill could probably be, yeah, chill duration. So for the chest piece, this was actually expensive when I bought it. I think I spent I think 2 divines on this chest piece 2 leagues ago. It's quite expensive. But now I checked the price for this chest piece earlier today in standard. This fucker's going for 8 divines, man. Like it's crazy. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, it's going for 8 divines. And I checked up on this earlier, and the energy shield percentage on this can go up to 200%. I found a chest piece that was 198% energy shield. That is ridiculous. And I only have 144. But it says it goes to 150, which is a bullshit lie because the one on the website was 197 or something like that. But it almost capped on lightning. It's almost capped on energy shield for this chest piece because the better one is really good. And that's pretty much that. And it's 30 quality. So it's not a bad piece. I wouldn't use this chest piece at a low budget. The Skin of the Lord is really good, but the Skin of the Lord, I checked that earlier today as well. The Skin of the Lord, I think, is around 4 to 6 divines for a 6-link. Like, it's ridiculous on standard mode. So anyways, we have Cyclone. It's only 12. And then we have almost a 20 cast on crit. I need to actually upgrade this, by the way, because this will actually give me crit. What are you doing? Yeah, so get that to 20, bitch. So yeah, almost a 20/20 for a crit. And then we got greater projectiles. I think if projectile damage. So I need to get this to 20. I might just spend 20 to get it to 20 because buying these are quite expensive. And I mean like expensive as in like they're like around 20 to 50 chaos a piece for these. And I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. It's too much currency. And then inspiration for reducing the mana cost. And then we have crit strike. This one I need to get up to because it's crit chance. And I really need that. And this is increased spell critical strike chance. So like those two go hand in hand. And then Ice Spear's 20/20. Big old fucking damage, dude. 300 more projectile speed. Whew. And then almost 50% crit chance multiplier, crit strike multiplier. And then second form has 600 increased crit chance. That's crazy, dude. And also the weapon Frostbite for a curse, freezing pulse, almost 20/20, and greater projectiles. Oops, greater projectiles. I need to get greater projectiles 20/20, and I need to get increased crit strike 20/20, and that should boost my damage by quite a bit. But anyways, that's the build. Also, I have another belt because I'm trying to upgrade it, and I also have a large cluster for cold because I'm a cold build. So yeah, that's my gem that I need for later. I was using momentum, but eh. Oh, also for this build, I don't remember what the fucking boots are called. These boots right here. These boots are actually really, really, really good for a low budget. Kind of expensive. I think I spent around 20 to 30 to not 30 divines, 20 to 30 chaos, maybe less. But these are really, really good because like your movement speed is ridiculous with these. I'll show you guys. Like these boots are fucking insane. Like look how fast I run. It's pretty slow. And that's with 30 movement speed. And then you pop this bitch on. Look at that, dude. It's like twice as fast. Like it's ridiculous. Like you move so fast. And the only reason why I'm not wearing these is look at the resistances. I'm not even resist capped without this, and I'm still not really resist capped. That's the only reason why I'm not wearing these boots. If I was wearing these boots, my defense would be up higher, and I would be fucking golden. Cause look at that, 12,700 evasion. This would put me, I think this would put me to 14,000 if I remember right. But yeah, these boots, beautiful, beautiful boots. They're definitely worth your money. The Bottled Faith is really good. Also, this was like 2 divines when I bought it. And I bought it for my Spark build. So it was quite expensive. And I bought 2 of these. But the other one, I don't know where it's at. I only have 1. I paid a divine for 1 and 2 divines for the other one. To be fair, the guy ripped me off actually on the second one because it was supposed to be 1.5 divines, and he's like, "You're gonna pay me 2 divines." I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" So yeah, I was pretty pissed. And then we have Dying Sun because it's amazing, especially for bossing, or if you're doing like shrines or something, and you know there's gonna be like a lot of mobs. This thing, holy shit, dude! Talk about a screen full of projectiles. And then we just have evasion, crit, and movement speed. Nothing special. But as you can see, the mana is not too bad. I got plenty of regen. Now, I'm probably going to die if I show you guys a map. Oops, what do I do? Go back. I need to roll this. Additional projectiles. I don't like that one. Frenzies. It's probably okay. Now, this build can do T16s. But it can't kill bosses or essences or, you know, stuff. It's not really it's not really made for that yet. Like this build is a build that can do up to red maps, but it's not as comfortable as you would think. Oh, my jacket's so wet, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, for what I've done with this build and for my noobiness in this game and laziness of wanting to craft and learning how to craft, I'm actually quite happy with this build. Like, I've been farming with this build all day. I've gotten, I think, I've gotten 1 Exalted Orb, I've gotten a Sextant, I've gotten a few really rare cards. I've gotten 2 rare cards that you turn in. I've gotten one of those golden fucking quantity rarity rings, and I got some other stupid shit. Game lag, what are you doing? Don't worry about my potions. I don't need to use them yet. As you can see, I don't have a 100% crit chance or hit rating, and I'm still, you know, doing some shit. You know what I mean? And this is a T16. As you can see, the enemies are a little bit hard to kill. Those guys do a lot of damage to my shield. Just like I said, they do a lot of damage to my shield. Look at that, I just one-shot him just by, look at the dash. I love it. I need automated flasks, man. Ow. This character... this character can't take physical damage. Like, if I get hit by physical, I'm dead. And there's a lot of physical damage in this game. So, if I could roll... Let's see... Kinda curious what this gives. Let's try this. We could probably chisel it. Does it have 1% or is it 2? It's 1%. Okay, so yeah, it's just a waste. Slaying enemies attracts monster from the beyond, blah blah blah. This shouldn't be too bad, but it also is kind of dangerous because I made it a delirium. But it should show you what the build can do at a, you know, a reasonable playstyle. Like, you're not like... I'm hoping I'm not going to get my ass handed to. Because I've had some pretty intense moments where, like, I had a whole screen of enemies and I was just blowing them up. But yeah, delirium is definitely a... Delirium is, like, not a joke, dude. It's pretty nutty. Dude, I don't know why my game's lagging all the time. My game can't handle shit. I don't know why it's lagging. I could probably kill this guy too. Or not. He's quite beefy with the energy shield. As you can see, the build does pretty damn good for what investment I have. Oh my god, what is going on here, dude? Sir, can you die, please? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Huh. Back to them. I'll come back to them when I have my shit. Oh my god! Slowed for a second. Oh my god, the blood. Oh, Jesus, dude. As you can see, the build does okay to actually like, oops, to actually enjoy the build. It's pretty enjoyable. But yeah, as you can see, the build does pretty damn good for, you know, what it is. Like, it's not like the most like comfortable, you know, run or like experience, but you know, what could you ask for with this kind of can't really ask for much with a build that doesn't have a lot of money into it. Nothing. Nope. Gotta get my loot, man. It's over here. Cemetery mat. Good stuff. That bitch had some fucking shield, man. I'm not gonna kill the boss because he's probably gonna be a little ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, that's the build. It's really fun to play. Even on content like that, it's reasonable, but the defense is just not high enough. Like, I need evasion. I need, like, you know, I need a little bit more defensives. And I just don't quite have the damage yet because, you know, 100% crit chance. I don't really have the stuff. So I'm not proccing my stuff all the time, but it is what it is. It's a work in progress build. But for where it's at right now and how much money I've put into it, I'm actually really, really happy with where it's at. I mean, almost 4,000 shield and almost 100 mana. I'm not freaking mana hungry. I'm actually self-sustaining pretty damn good. Damage isn't that bad. I mean, Ice Spear's pushing, I think, around almost 5k with all my stuff. You know, Freezing Pulse, I think it's probably pushing around 14k. I mean, overall, the build is not bad. I do need more resists. That's definitely a problem. And we are pretty much ailment immune to frozen, chilled, and stunned, and bleeding avoidance is 65 because of the stupid shit. But we're pretty much ailment immune because of these. I think. Yeah. Chilled, frozen. But yeah. I'm pretty happy with where this build is at for what I've put into it. I think if I get the new Chayula allocated to Gladiator, which I believe is down here. Right? Oh, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. Yeah, Art of Gladiator is what I'm going to be allocating my necklace to. So it gives you 20 dex, attack speed, global accuracy. The accuracy is super nice. Ignore all movement penalties from armor, which is interesting. Yeah, so I'll be getting this allocated to my necklace when I get my new one. And then the 60 chaos will put me positive by like 1%. But it'll be 1%, so it'll be useful. And then because of the chest piece, it can't bypass the shield, so yeah. I need to get more res, I need to get a little bit more defensives, I need to get 20/20 on my gems a bit more, I need to just put a little bit more money into it. And also for the weapon, I do want to get a new one. And there's two different things that I kind of want to enchant on it using this. Because I could put accuracy, 1% accuracy per 2% quality, and it's 20. that could help out with my hit rating. But the crit is the one that I actually want because, you know, crit chance. So, yeah, either one of those will work. But I think if I get the Gladiator talent and get some other things, I should be able to get hit capped because I'm at 97, I think, 95. So it shouldn't be too hard, especially if I grab some of those other nodes. Well, actually, there's a cluster jewel that goes here. Here. There's a cluster jewel that goes somewhere, and it allocates all of the nodes next to it, and it gives movement speed, attack speed, it gives all the other kind of stuff like evasion, so that might help the accuracy as well. So we'll see what happens, see where it goes. It's gonna be a long build in the making, that's for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know it wasn't the greatest video, but this build, it actually feels good. I'm enjoying it. I can do up to T10 maps fairly comfortably. I do die here and there, as you see, but up to T7 maps, T6 maps, I can run comfortably. Even boss killing is fairly okay. Don't really die, you know. But running those yellow rare maps, dude, I mean rare as in like that. Like that's a rare. That's just a blue. The rare ones are what are really, really hard for me. But anyways, see you all later.